Is my screen visible to you? Please respond. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So today we are going to discuss around 9 questions regarding the transistor configurations. And for solving these questions, already we have discussed the transistor CB, CE, and CC configurations. And we have discussed regarding the alpha, beta, and gamma. That's knowledge is sufficient. Besides that, what we required is additional application of your KCL and KVL equations. Okay. What is the first question? I think we have discussed in the last class. Anyways, I'm going to repeat the same thing. So the first question is, if the base current in the transistor is 20 microamperes, when the emitter current is 6.4 milliamperes, what are the values of alpha DC and beta DC? Also determine the collector current. Okay. So here what we are going to do is we are going to assume that your emitter current is incoming, whereas your base current and collector current are outgoing. So throughout the solving of all these numerical problems, I'm going to assume that only, unless otherwise it is mentioned differently in the circuit diagram. Okay, so let me open the whiteboard. Is my whiteboard visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So first what we need to do is we need to write the data given the question. So given that base current change the writing board. I think I'm not much used to this. So first we write the data given IB equal to 20 microamperes, and then IE equal to 6.4 milliamperes. Okay, so here we are assuming that IE is incoming current, whereas IB and IC are outgoing currents. So if you are applying KCL, it means that the incoming current is equal to sum of the outgoing current. So IE is equal to IB plus IC. Okay, so if you replace this, from this we'll get that IC is equal to IE minus IB. Okay, so from this, what is IE value given? 6.4 milliamperes minus IB. What's the IB value given? 20 microamperes, right? So I'll be writing 20 microamperes. So from this you will get it as 6.38 milliamperes. Okay, so this is your IC value. So this is your answer. Okay, so similarly we have alpha DC. So alpha DC equal to IC by IE. Okay, so we already have the IC value. IC value is 6.38 milliamperes divided by 6.4 milliamperes. So this turns out to be 0.996875. Okay, so this is your alpha DC, which is another answer. And then finally we have our beta DC. So beta DC is equal to DC. Please tell me the formula for beta DC. Please respond. What is beta DC?
IC by IB.
IC by IB.
IC by IB. Okay, so it is IC by IB. So that is equal to IC is 6.38 milliamperes divided by 20 microamperes. Okay, so 20 microamps. Okay, this turns out to be 6.3 milliamps by 0.02 milliamps, or 630 by 2. That's equal to 638. I think this is 638. I see 6.38. Sorry, 6.38. So this is 638 by 2. That's equal to 319. Okay, so this is your answer. So with this, is question number 1A has been finished. Okay, so this 1A. So let us move on to the next question. So question number 2 is visible to you. So question number 1B. Question number 1B is visible to you. So please read out the question. Please read out the question. Determine the ratio.
Ratio to IC.
Yeah.
IB
in terms of alpha and beta. So determine the ratio of IE is to IC is to IB in terms of current amplification factors alpha and beta. So we have to rewrite this ratio in terms of alpha and beta. Okay, so let us do that. So let us go back to our whiteboard. Okay, so in 1B, okay, so here we are going to write. Okay, so we know that alpha is equal to alpha equal to IC by IE. Okay, so I can write IC as IC is nearly equal to, I can write as alpha IE. Okay, and then I have beta. Beta is nearly equal to IC by IB. That is, I can write IC as nearly equal to beta into IB. Okay, so from this two equation I can write that alpha IE is nearly equal to beta IB, because both are IC values only. Okay, so now if I replace, if you take this alpha to the other side, I can write IE in terms of IB. So IE is nearly equal to beta by alpha into IB. Okay, so from these two equations, now if I replace the ratio, so what is the ratio asked in the question? In the question, it is asked to write down IE is to IC is to IB. Okay, so this is equal to, in place of IE, I will be writing it as beta by alpha into IB. In place of IC, I will be writing it as beta into IB and is to IB. Okay. Now, if you multiply and divide by with if you multiply the entire ratio with alpha, and you can cut down this IB. IB is common to in all this ratio, so you can cut down this IB. If you multiply the ratio with alpha, now you will be getting the ratio as beta is to alpha, beta is to alpha. Okay, so this is your ratio in terms of alpha and beta. Okay, this is your question number 1B. So let us move on to the question number 2. So please note on the question number 2. Here we should write IE, IC, IB in terms of current application factors gamma and beta. So in the earlier question we have done in the form of alpha and beta. Now you have to write in terms of gamma and beta. Okay. So please note down the question so that I can proceed with that question. Okay, you can write down in the short format. You need not write the entire question. Anyway, I will be going to share the question for you in the canvas. So if we move on, so in question number 2, we are asked to find out IE is to IC is to IB in terms of gamma and beta. Okay, so here we can go back to the KCL equation. So what is the KCL equation that we have? What's the KCL equation? IE equal to IB plus IC. So here we are again assuming that I is the incoming current, whereas IB and IC are outgoing currents. Okay. Now here I can again replace the equation. IC is equal to beta into IB. Okay. Therefore, what will be your IE value will now become, IE will be now be equal to IB plus beta IB, that's equal to 1 plus beta into IB. You already know that 1 plus beta. What is 1 plus beta? What's the relationship between gamma and beta? Please respond. The last class we have seen the relationship between gamma and beta. Please respond. So gamma is equal to 1 plus beta. So I can write this as 1 plus beta into IB as gamma into IB. Okay. So now what will be your equations? The ratio becomes, IE is to IC is to IB equal to gamma IB is to beta IB is to IB. So IB gets cancelled. You'll be remaining with gamma is to beta is to 1. So this is your answer. Okay, so in case if you want to write only in terms of beta, then you can also write it as beta plus 1 is to beta is to 1. Okay, but because the question they are specifically asked in terms of gamma and beta, This shall be your answer. Okay, so gamma is to beta is to 1. Okay, so with this your second question is over. So let us move on to the third question. So all these transistor problems are very easy. Only thing is that you need to know the basic KCL and KVL values, KCL and KVL equations. So note down this third question. A transistor with alpha is equal to 0.987. You can write down at least the data. Okay, so a transistor with alpha is equal to 0.987 has a reverse saturation current of 1 microampere in the common base configuration. Calculate the value of leakage current in the common emitter configuration. Also find the collector current and the emitter current if the base current is 20 milliamperes. Okay, so here in the question itself I can say that the base current is given in the range of milliamperes. It's a very large value. So usually the base current should be very small value, usually in terms of microamperes, but because he has given 20 milliamperes, it's a quite large value. So definitely our IE and IC values will be much larger. Okay, so they have given the alpha value and also they are given the reverse saturation current in common base configuration. We need to find out the leakage current in the CE configuration. Okay, so we are shifting from CB configuration to CE configuration. Okay, so let us do this problem. Okay, so let us write the data first. So given alpha is equal to 0.987 and also they are given that reverse saturation current in CB configuration is 1 microamperes. So what is reverse saturation current in CB configuration? It is nothing but your ICBO. Okay, so given ICBO is equal to 1 microampere. Now we need to find out the value of leakage current in CE configuration. So what is your leakage current in common emitter configuration? How do you write the symbol for that? How do you give the notation for this leakage current? How do you write that? In common base configuration, ICE naught, right? So in common base we have written it as ICB naught. So in common emitter configuration it will become ICE naught. This they have asked in the question. So besides that, they have asked to find out collector current. Also they have asked to find out emitter current. So also they mentioned that base current IB is equal to 20 milliamperes. Okay. So here in the last class itself we have given the relationship between your ICE naught and ICB naught. So if you remember, please quote that relationship. Otherwise, I will tell the relation. What's the relationship between ICE naught and ICB naught?
IC naught equals to 1 plus beta into IB.
No, I'm asking about ICE naught and ICB naught. Relationship between these two. Okay. So please tell that. You are telling something. So please again reiterate. So here then the given question, it is in the alpha relationship is there. So you are telling that ICE not equal to, you are telling something, please respond. Is it 1 plus beta or what?
1 plus.
1 plus. So let us, if you have any doubt, we can go back to our PPT test because still we are in the learning phase. So need not worry about that. So if we go to the previous PPT, in the last class PPT, in the common emitter configuration, we have written that So if you see this PPT, can you see this PPT? So what's the relationship? IC naught equal to ICB naught by 1 minus alpha, or is it equal to 1 plus beta into ICB naught? Okay, because in the question they have mentioned only the alpha, so better we write this relationship. Okay, IC naught equal to ICB naught by 1 minus alpha. Okay, so I'll be writing it as ICB naught by 1 minus alpha, so which is equal to 1 microampere by 1 minus 0.987, that is 1 by 0.013 microamps. So if you find a calculator, if you check this value will turn out to be 76.9. Please mute. So if you are not responding, please mute your voice. Okay. So this is your answer. Okay. This is your ICE naught. Now coming to the question, he has also asked to find out the values of collector current and emitter current. Okay, base current is given. And you also know that in a CE configuration, what's the relationship between IC and IB? IC is equal to beta IB plus ICE naught. Or if you rewrite beta, you know the relationship between beta and alpha. Beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha, right? So this is a ratio between your IC and IB. Okay. So all you need to do is you need to replace the values now. Alpha is equal to 0.987 divided by 1 minus 0.987 into 20 milliamps plus ICE naught is, we have found out that is 76.9231 microamps. Okay. So if you add this will turn out to be 1518.5385 milliamp. You can substitute the values and you can check that in your calculator. Okay, so if you want to write in terms of amperes, you can do that, because 1000 milliamperes is equal to 1 ampere. So I can write it as 1.5185 amperes. Okay. So if you are getting the current, transistor current in terms of amperes, it means that it's a very large quantity. Okay, usually the transistor current should be in the milliamperes range. Okay, so the current is very large quantity because your IB itself is in the range of milliamperes, whereas naturally it should be in the range of microamperes. Because IB is large, obviously it will be amplified in the IC value. Okay, now we have found out the IC value and IB values is already given. Now we need to find out the IE value. So what is the relationship between IE, IB and IC? Please respond. What's the relationship between IB, IC and IE? Please
E
respond.
equals to IB plus ICs.
IE equal to IB plus IC.
IC.
Okay, so IB is equal to 20 milliamps plus this is 1518.5385 milliamps. That will be equal to 1538.5385 milliamps. If you write in terms of amperes, you can write it as 1.5385 amperes. Okay, so this will be your answer. So on to the next question. So question number 4. So if you see the question number 4, it's if you see that question properly. Here it is given the emitter current is 6.4 milliamperes, beta is 319. What are the values of base current, collector current, and alpha? So it's almost like the converse of your question number 1. Okay. The question number 1 also emitter current is 6.4 milliamperes and you have arrived at beta is equal to 319. Okay. Only the question, the way of asking has been slightly changed. The model of the question is one and the same. Okay. Anyways, we'll solve that now itself. So we need to write the data. So data is that emitter current I is equal to 6.4 milliamperes, beta is equal to 319. You need to find out IB, IC and alpha values. So question number 4, given IE value is equal to 6.4 milliamperes, beta equal to 319. Okay. Now because you know your beta value, you can find out the alpha value. You know the relationship between alpha and beta. Alpha is equal to beta by 1 plus beta. Otherwise, you also know this relationship, beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha. If you rewrite this from this only, this equation is going to come. Okay, alpha is equal to beta by 1 plus beta. So it implies alpha is equal to 319 by 1 plus 319. That is 0.996875. Once you know the alpha value, you can write the relationship between IC and IE. So IC is nearly equal to alpha IE. Okay, so your IC is equal to 0.996875 into 6.4 milliamperes. So this turns out to be 6.38 milliamperes. This is your answer. So this is your answer. And then finally you need to find out IB value. So you know the relationship between IE and IB and IC. IE equal to IB plus IC. From this I will get IB equal to IE minus IC. That is equal to 6.4 milliamps minus 6.38 milliamps. That's equal to 0.02 milliamps or 20 microamperes. Okay, this is your answer. So question number 4 is also over. We still have 5 questions to do. So as we move on, slightly the difficulty level will increase. So question number 5. So in the question number 5, I'll not do that. I'll leave it for you to solve because question number 3 and question number 5 are one and the same. Only thing is that instead of 0.987 in question number 3, you have 0.997. So only the number difference. Everything else is one and the same. Okay, so you have to do the question number 5 in the same way of question number 3. Okay, and then I'll go to the question number 6. In question number 6, the reverse leakage current is given. In CB configuration, it is 0.2 microamperes and it is 18 microamperes in CE configuration. So they have mentioned the ICB naught values and ICE naught values, and they are asking to find out the alpha value, beta value and gamma value. Okay, so we'll write the data of the question number 6. In question number 6, I have the data. Given data is ICB naught value is equal to 0.2 microamperes, and then ICE naught value is equal to 18 microamperes. Okay, so we know the relationship between ICE naught and ICB naught. Please respond. What's the relationship between ICE naught and ICB naught? What's the relationship between ICE naught and ICB naught?
ICB naught by 1 minus alpha.
Yes, ICE naught equal to ICB naught by 1 minus alpha. So if you replace these values, it implies that 18 microamperes equal to 0.2 microamperes by 1 minus alpha. Micro gets cancelled, so you are left out with 1 minus alpha is equal to 0.2 by 18. Okay, so it implies alpha equal to 1 minus 0.2 by 18, that is 17.8 by 18. So if you multiply and divide by 5, you'll be getting it as 89 by 90. Okay, or alpha is equal to 89 by 90. If you write the decimal value, it will be 0.9888 and so on. Okay, this is your alpha value. Okay, once you know the alpha value, you can find out the beta value. Beta value is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha, that is 89 by 90 divided by 1 minus 89 by 90. If you take the LCM, it will become 89 by 90 minus 89, it will become 1. Your answer is 89. So your beta value is equal to 89. And finally, you have gamma. So what's the relationship between beta and gamma? Gamma is equal to 1 plus beta. That is 1 plus 89 is equal to 90. So we have found out the alpha value, beta value and gamma value. Okay. So with this, your question is over. So let us move on to the question number 7. Okay. So please note down this question. So in this question, you are given a transistor configuration in the diagram, and they have mentioned that base current is 40 microamperes, and they are given that reverse leakage current ICB not equal to 0. They have mentioned that the bias voltage is VBB equal to 6 volts, and the resistor in the emitter circuit RE is 1 kilo ohm, beta equal to 80. And they also mentioned the bias voltage VCC as 15 volts, load resistor as 3 kilo ohms. Now they are asking to find out emitter current IE, base resistance RB, and the voltage across your collector and emitter junction VCE. Okay, so these three things we need to find out. So for that, first we need to identify what type of configuration they are given. So what is the what type of transistor we are using here? Is it a PNP transistor or NPN transistor? Please respond. What type of transistor you are seeing over here? Is it a PNP transistor or NPN transistor? Please respond. What type of transistor it is? How do you identify the transistor? How do you identify the transistor? Whether it's a PNP transistor or NPN transistor? I told you in the last class. What? Please respond. So you'll be identifying the transistor based upon the arrow
PNP.
PNP. No, it is not PNP. So in a PNP transistor, your arrow mark in the transistor will be between the emitter and base in such a way that in a PNP it will point out from emitter towards the base. The arrowhead will be pointing out towards the base. In NPN transistor, it will be pointing out from the base towards the emitter. So how is your arrow here? From the base towards the emitter or from the emitter towards the base?
Base towards emitter.
So always arrowhead will point out from the p-type material towards the n-type material. So your base is p-type. So obviously your emitter is n-type. So it's NPN transistor. It's not PNP transistor. So till now we have discussed only the PNP transistors, but this is a NPN transistor. Okay. So this is a NPN transistor, and it is in which configuration? Whether it is in CB or CE or CC configuration. Which configuration it is in?
CB.
CB.
CC, sir.
Note question cheptunnara. So you have three options, and each one is telling one option, right? You are not able to identify which terminal is common to both the input terminals and output terminals. So these are your input terminals. These are your output terminals. Which terminal is common to both input and output terminals, output ports? Which terminal is common to both the sides? Emitter. So it's a common emitter configuration. It is CE configurations. So do not blindly tell some CB or CC configuration. You should identify which port is common to both the input circuit and the output circuit. Your emitter is common to the input circuit and output circuit. Okay, so it is common emitter configuration. So first thing we should always do is identify the transistor, and you should identify the configuration of the transistor. Okay. We'll move on to the whiteboard. So I'll read the other circuit over here. This is your base resistor. This is a base terminal, emitter terminal, VCC, RL plus minus. This is your VBB. These are the bias voltages. This is your collector terminal. Okay. And current flowing to the collector terminal is IC. Collector flowing, current flowing. The directions are also mentioned in the question itself. I'm not writing my own directions. They have written it as IE. This resistor as RE. Okay. Now this transistor is a NPN transistor in CE configuration. Okay, and then the given data is given base current IB equal to 40 microamperes, ICB not equal to 0, VBB equal to 6 volts, R equal to 1 kilo ohm, beta equal to 80, VCC equal to 15 volts, and then RL equal to 3 kilo ohms. Okay. So in NPN transistor, in forward bias, what will be the forward bias junction? which one will be the reverse bias junction? In a transistor, in active region, I told you that your emitter base will be, junction will be a forward biased junction, whereas collector base junction will be a reverse biased junction. Do you remember that? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you take the for a PN junction diode in forward bias, what will be the voltage drop for a practical diode across the diode? What's the voltage drop? What's the voltage drop across your diode in on condition?
VDC.
No value. What
0.
will be the value? 0.7 volts. If it is a silicon based diode, if it is a germanium based diode, it will be 0.3 volts, right? So in the question it is given, it says silicon device. So we should take that emitter based junction as a forward bias diode, and also because it's NPN transistor, your base will be P type and emitter will be N type. So I'll be writing VBE equal to 0.7 volts. This data will not be given in the question, but you should identify by seeing that it's a silicon transistor. Even if in the question he has not mentioned silicon transistor, you should identify that you should, by default you will be writing it as 0.7 volts. If he has mentioned that it's a germanium based device, then you should write it as 0.3 volts. Okay. So because why we are writing this? Because base emitter junction, so base emitter region acts like forward biased PN junction diode. Okay, so for this region you should identify that VB equal to 0.7 volts. So VB is nothing but your voltage between these two terminals. Okay, so between these two terminals you have your VB. Okay, so between these two terminals you have your VCE. Okay, and also you know about the CE configuration. In CE configuration, you know that in CE configuration, the relationship between our IC and IB is IC equal to beta IB plus ICE naught. Okay, and here you and also you know that ICE naught equal to ICB naught by 1 minus alpha. Okay, so in the question, what is the value of ICB naught given? ICB naught is given as 0. Okay, if you see here in the question, they have mentioned that ICB naught value is equal to 0. So your IC naught value will also be turn out to be 0. Okay, so if you replace that, your IC will be equal to beta IB. Okay, so what will be your IC value? IC will be equal to beta IB. What is the beta value given in the question? Please respond. What is the beta value? What's the beta value in the data?
80, sir.
80. Beta value is 80 in the given data. You can see it over here. Okay, so this 80 into IB value. IB value is 40 microamperes. So that is equal to 8 4s are 32, 3200 microamperes, or simply I can write it as 3.2 milliamperes. So I find out the IC value. Okay, so what else I need to find out? I need to find out the value of IE. I know IB value, IC value. I need to find out the IE value. Okay, if you see this diagram in the question, the current directions are mentioned in the circuit. IB is incoming value, IC is incoming value, whereas IE is outgoing. So if we apply the KCL, what will be the KCL? The KCL, sum of incoming currents is equal to sum of outgoing currents, right? So sum of incoming currents is IB plus IC equal to outgoing is IE. It implies IE is equal to IB plus IC. IB is 40 microamperes plus 3200 microamperes. That will be equal to 3.24 milliamperes. Okay, this will be your IE value. Okay, now question is not yet over. We need to find out the values of RB and VCE values. In the circuit, we need to find out the RBE and VCE values. Okay, we'll read the circuit and identify the loops. Okay. This is VBB, VCC, RE. In the RE, current is flowing in this direction, outgoing. This is terminal C. This is terminal E. This RL value. This is equal to IC. This current is IB. This RB. Okay. Now we have two loops. Okay. So I'll consider, so one is the loop in the input circuit, other is the loop in the output circuit. So first what I will do is I will assume that in this loop, this as loop 1. So I will assume the current is flowing in and the observer is moving in the clockwise manner. And in the loop 2, so I will take in anti-clockwise direction. So you can take any assumption for the loop 1 and loop 2, whether it both should be clockwise or both are anti-clockwise. One is clockwise, other is anti-clockwise. It's up to you. Okay. So there will not be any change in the current equations. Okay. So I'll be applying KVL to loop 1. Okay. So please tell me the KVL equation for the loop 1. You begin at this point. You begin at this point. You go through the loop, in the input loop, and you come back to this point. So please tell me what happens while you write the KVL equation. Please respond and tell me the KVL equation. What happens when you moving across the battery, whether it will be plus VB or minus VBB? Please respond. Minus. We are moving from minus terminal to plus terminal. So it will be rise in voltage or drop in voltage.
Rise in voltage, positive, sir.
Right. So it is plus VBB. Okay. And then the current is IB, and you are also moving in the clockwise direction. So both IB and observer both are in the same direction. When the current and observer both are in the same direction, then will there be a drop in voltage across the resistor or a gain in voltage? You should write it as minus IR or plus IR. What? When the current and observer both are in the same direction, we should write it as minus. Okay, minus IB into RB. Okay, and then when you are moving from this terminal is base terminal B, and you have terminal your E. So in between these two structures, you have drop in voltage called VBE. Okay, that you should write over here. Okay, so minus VBE, and then here now we have reached the terminal E. Okay, from terminal E we are going back to this starting point. In between you have a resistor, and the current IE is in the same direction as that of your observer. Okay, so what will be your drop across your resistor, whether it will be minus IERE or plus IERE. We should write minus IERE or plus IERE over here. Minus IERE equal to 0. You have come back to the same origin point. Okay, this is your KVL equation. Okay, now all you need to do is you need to replace the values. Okay, so what's the VB value? VB value in the question it is given as 6 volts minus 40 microamperes into RB. You need to find out VBE value. VBE value is 0.7 for a silicon transistor minus IE value I have already found out earlier, it is 3.24 milliamperes into RE value is given in the question, it is given as 1 kilo ohm. Okay, okay, this milli and kilo gets cancelled, so you will be left out with 6 minus 0.7 minus 3.24 equal to 40 microamperes into RB. So from this RB equal to, so 6 minus 0.7 minus 3.24 will be equal to 2.06. Okay, so divide by 40 into 10 power minus 6. This turns out to be 51.5 kilo ohm. So this is your resistance in the base circuit. Similarly, we have to write the KVL equation for the loop in the output circuit. So, okay, so now we need to do what we need to do is we need to find out the KVL equation for the second loop, KVL for loop 2. You tell me the KVL equation. So I'll be starting at this point. Okay, I'll be starting at this point. I'll moving in an anti-clockwise direction, and I will come back to the same point, this point. Okay, you tell me the KVL equation. I will write it down. So first, what we are coming across? We are coming across a battery VCC. So we are moving from negative terminal to positive terminal or positive terminal to negative terminal. Please respond. Please respond. So it is rise in. So it is rise in voltage. So plus VCC. Okay, and then we are coming across RL. So in the RL, the current is IC. So current IC and the observer both are in the same direction. Okay, so both are in the anti-clockwise manner. Okay, so it is when current and observer both are in the same direction, we should write it as drop minus IC into RL. Next, we are coming to the terminal C. From terminal C, we have to move to the terminal E. Okay, so we need to move from terminal C to terminal E. So in between, we have a voltage drop called VCE. Okay, so that voltage drop we will write it as minus VCE. Okay, now we have got to the emitter terminal E. So from emitter terminal, now we have only one resistor RE, and the current in the resistor is IE is in the same direction of your loop current and your loop observer direction. Both are in the anti-clockwise manner. So I will write it as a drop minus IE RE equal to 0. Okay. But here, what I need to find out, now I will be replacing all the values. Okay, so now I'll be replacing the values. If I replace the values, so VCC is given as 15 volts minus IC I found it as 3.2 milliamperes, RL is 3 kilo ohms minus VC is, we need to find out the VC value, minus IE is 3.24 milliamperes into RE is 1 kilo ohm. Okay, this milli kilo gets cancelled, this milli and kilo get cancelled. So it is 15 minus 9.6 minus 3.24 equal to VC. So it implies that VC equal to 2.16. Okay, this is your answer. So we have found out both the values. So in the question they have asked to find out the IE value. We have found out it as 3.24 milliamperes. Then they have asked the RB value. We got it as 51.5 kilo ohms. And then we are asked to find out VCE value. So VCE value we are getting it as 2.16 volt. Okay. So we are still left out with two more problems. So shall we stop here? Or we shall move on to the next problem. It's up to you because it's time up. I think better we continue in the next class. So till now, if you have any doubts, especially regarding this KVL or regarding you might have doubts regarding this why we are getting VBE or VCE. So if you have any specific doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will end the class. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to ask your doubts. Okay. So always, so when you are moving from one terminal of a transistor to the other terminal, you will have a drop across these terminals. Okay. So if you are moving from base to emitter, you will be writing it as VBE. If you are moving from emitter to base, you will be writing it as VEB. If you are moving from collector to emitter, you will write it as VCE. Okay. So likewise, if you are moving from collector to base, you will write it as VCB. Okay. So there will always be small potential drop when you are moving from one terminal of the transistor to the other terminal.